Hello. Hi. Oh gosh, I'm still getting myself together. I'm getting my life together. Oh my god. Okay. My dirty ass dog's in here. Hey Finway, what you doing, big boy? Oh, I talked to him, so now he thinks he can have some of my food sitting here. No. TikTok, y'all want to see him? That's good boy. Hello. I think I have my life together. I'm gonna have my lunch now. It's our Monday, we have lunch, hang out for a few minutes, we chat. How's it going? Hi. I'm in Texas, so we don't usually get seasons here. It's usually just like hot. But we have had a fall. I guess maybe it's almost technically winter, but we have like actual leaves changing, real pretty colors. We don't get that. So it's been really cool. And it's really chilly here this morning. What's it like there? Where are y'all? Hello. It's like super boring around here right now. Like, I'm just straight up doing laundry. Odin's back there. Both dogs are in here trying to get a morsel. What's going on in your world? How's your Monday? Mine's a pretty chill day. I work from home on Mondays because even before the pandemic, I saw a lot of people virtually because I can see anybody in the state of Texas. And so a lot of times what happens is I'll work with folks while they're in high school, and then they'll go off to college somewhere in the state of Texas so I can see them, or they move for a job. Like some teachers I've worked with, that's happened. Or just like jobs, or, you know, people moving or whatever, or just people have, I even, because I'm an eating disorder specialist, there aren't many of those in some places, unfortunately. So I even have clients like out in El Paso, which is really, really, really far from where I really live. So even before the pandemic, I saw a lot of people virtually. So Mondays I work from home, and it's a pretty chill day around here. Today anyway. It hasn't always been the case. It's been crazy. But today it is that way. What do y'all think of these bracelets? Aren't these fun? Last week, I went to this friend. She does this really fun party every year, favorite things, where you bring your favorite item under $10 and you bring 3 of those, right? So somebody loved this bracelet and they brought 3 of them. So then, you know, we draw your name, you present your gift, and then you draw 3 different people to give your gift to. So you leave with 3 different gifts. It's really fun. So anyway, this came from the party. I didn't win. I didn't draw my name. But what's also really fun about the party is we'll sit around with our Amazon, and as people are like, oh, I got this, and if you don't draw your name, I'm like, well, I really wanted that. So I also come with some gifts for myself. Virtual therapy has made getting care so much more accessible for people. Exactly. And that's why when the pandemic hit, I think many mental health therapists were able to kind of like shift quickly, because we've been seeing people virtually. And I hope it sticks around. Not the pandemic, hell no, but virtual, and just how accessible mental health care is becoming. I hope that continues to stick around. Thank you, Amazon. What do you search? Search like colorful tile bracelet. You're in recovery. Well, welcome. I think all of us are. I want to reframe that term, if I may. I want to kind of like talk about that term, recovery. We live in a disordered eating world, right? There are diets and health messages and all kinds of stuff everywhere, lots of fat phobia. So I don't think we're going to, like, we have to live with that. That's not going anywhere anytime soon. So recovery is more, how are you taking care of yourself every day while you live in this world. I'm getting a phone call. Sorry, I got a phone call. That's really rude. I hope it's still there. So recovery is more like not, I think it's more like just caring for yourself, right? It's how are you managing anxiety and stress and life and trauma and depression without taking it out on your body or without using food. It's more how can you kind of like know your worth, right? And know your value and how you show up in life. I have heard of the book Life Without Ed. It is one that I reference often. There's a comment here that's good. Hold on. I have bread like stuck on my mouth in a weird spot. Okay. So the question is, so is it normal? So it's normal to have disordered eating. Is it normal in that it's okay and what's good and best for us? No. Is it normal in that the majority of the population does? Yes. Like, right? Like, I mean, dieting is disordered eating. Let's be just quite frank about that. Dieting is disordered eating. But the level of that impact in your mental, emotional, and physical health, that's the issue. Like if you eat a certain way, eat a certain way. Like you're allowed to eat the way you want to eat, right? There's nothing good or wrong or bad or whatever about that. It's if you're having, it's how that affects your mental, emotional, and physical health, right? So, a lot of dieting, a lot of trying to manipulate our bodies over time can and does cause physical, mental, and emotional harm. And then the level that it then when we start to experience that harm, right, that mental, emotional, physical harm, it can be layered in that too, in how deeper those effects go and the severity of that, right? So people, there's a lot of debate in these groups a lot about disordered eating and versus an eating disorder, and the validity of either one. An eating disorder is very, very significant and serious. It's a life-threatening illness and condition. However, all disordered eating behaviors are the behaviors that someone who has an eating disorder is using. So it's the level of the psychological, mental, emotional, physical impact of that on somebody's life. Right. Like eat how you want. Like there's nothing wrong with how a person eats. Unless there is some true like medical issue, there are psychological issues why people can't eat enough to nourish themselves, right? So you can't say, oh well, I'm just eating what I want, it's my preference, and then be undernourished, because that again, right, is starting to affect your physical health. But if you're just eating food that like feels good and sounds good and tastes good, and when you eat when you're hungry and you stop eating when you're full, guess what? That's intuitive eating, and that's normal. That's what we ought to be doing. You're falling down the diet hole again. It's really hard this time of the year. There's a lot of diet messages out there, and then just like all the family stuff and triggers and comments, it's really hard. I feel for you. I want to invite you to check out recovery-academy.com. I specifically have a course. It's like $45, but I give you like a bunch of downloads, affirmations, journals, scripts, to have these conversations, to walk away from conversations, and to like keep yourself out of relapse during the holidays, right? How to keep yourself safe through that. I have that at recovery-academy.com. It's the holiday survival guide. Good question. Hold on, my mom always told me to not talk with food in my mouth. Yet here I am every week. Right. Oh wow, TikTok. Okay. Y'all are on it. I like it. So how come doctors or people only address dieting behavior, and when it's like very serious as an eating disorder, that's the stigma, that's the problem. That's why I'm here. That's why I teach. That's why I offer you all support to validate, hey, like this is serious, this is an issue, this is a thing, and you deserve help for it, because there is so much stigma around eating disorders. Unfortunately, we have a lot of work to do, to help more people become aware, and it's still very stigmatized even in the medical community, because I think we're using the DSM, and the DSM is a clinical medical book, and so they're studying, like just that, right? Like the clinical, like they're really hyper focusing on the worst, right, of these things. So it, I think, has a lot of work to do even. So the medical, it's the medical system. We have systems, we have a lot of work to do. Fat phobic systems. The medical community is still so fat phobic. So hi Aaron. We got to keep having these conversations, right? And keep talking to people and educating your doctors. Studying to be a nurse in mental health, amazing. Good for you. We need more mental health people, so Godspeed, go. You want to help others even though you might be struggling? Guess what? You're human. I think every single therapist, every single I shouldn't say 100%, but like those of us who do this work come to this field, come to this work for a reason. And even if we don't personally struggle with a mental health diagnosis or, like a direct family member, like let's say we don't deal with it on a daily basis, we are human. And as a result of being human, we have really hard shit we have to deal with, right? And we aren't immune to feelings, and we aren't immune to the coping strategies that we use to deal with life. You're welcome. I'm glad you're here. Does anybody have any holiday winter plans? Next week, we're leaving for actually, the end of this week, we're driving to New Mexico. We're going to Santa Fe. Anyone ever been to Santa Fe? Hibernation. Oh my God. That's why I relate so much to bears, because they hibernate during the winter. Like, I don't want to do anything in the wintertime. Oh my God. Canadian. So I'm planning a trip to, where is it? Churchill, Canada. It is the polar bear capital of the world. And so speaking of like bears, right, and hibernation, I love polar bears. So I don't know when, but that is very high on my list, is to get to Canada ASAP to see the polar bears. But I do prefer to just spend the winter asleep. It's so dark. I mean, 5 o'clock, like, who wants to do anything? That's rude. Sorry, guys. That's Odin. Any advice on handling Christmas? Well, you have your first dietitian appointment. That's amazing. That's the first big step. Congratulations. I would also suggest checking out the Holiday Survival Guide at recovery-academy.com. If you go to the store, I have so many, like, I give you everything. I teach you everything that I know about how to get through those holidays with, like, journal prompts and affirmations and, like, things that you can do to help you, like, have these tough conversations, walk away from diet talk. You've never seen a polar bear in Canada? Well, I'm telling you that I watched a video yesterday and it made me cry. There's this, like, excursion you take, and there's these, like, special trucks that go out on the tundra to find the polar bears. So it's pretty awesome. You should check it out. You want to buy the program, but you don't want your family to be concerned. I mean, your family wouldn't really know, right? Because it's just like, it's a download. It's a digital product. So it would be like, it's like some videos that you watch, and then so on your cell phone even, you could have the journal and affirmations. So your parents would never know. They might see the purchase, but the purchase says Recovery Academy. So, I mean, it's pretty, like, I don't know. If they ask, you could just say, it's like for health class or something. I don't know. Like, you could, if you get the information in the Recovery Academy, there's courses on how to, like, tell your parents or tell your loved ones, hey, I'm struggling, because you want your loved ones to support you. It's not easy to have an eating disorder. It's not something that you should do alone. So, like, I would want your family to know. I want your family to be engaged. I know not everybody is, like, safe, and there's a lot of trauma, eating disorder stuff that comes up with, like, families and stuff. I acknowledge that, but hoping that your family is supportive and they just don't know, that's okay. They can learn. So sometimes it's having conversations. It's okay. It's there when you're ready, because it's there all the time, 24/7, right? The best thing is the community that you get access to, people who are also in, who are in the community, who are different levels and places with their bodies and dieting. And, they're there to support you, answer questions. I'm there to support, answer questions. So that's what's great about it too, is you're getting a group of people who, kind of have your back online, right? Mm. You're kind. Thank you. I'm glad I'm wearing these sweatpants today, because on TikTok, y'all can't see it on. So anybody new here, I go live on, like, a lot of stuff at the same time. And most of it are through one camera, except TikTok, y'all are separate. You're all on my phone. And so the way you're angled, you can see my lap. And, I work from home, so it's, like, casual, right? Well, thank goodness I'm wearing the cute sweatpants that I'm wearing, and not some of the busted sweatpants that I wear from the angle of the camera today. Mm-hmm. You heard my dog. Mm-hmm. A lot of you are students, so this should be like finals week. I'm talking to some clients who are getting ready for finals, and it's a lot. Sleep, eat, drink, and take study breaks. Like, they can be short little breaks, but just like get up and like truly like stretch your body, go for a walk for a moment, get some air, like give yourself a little reset. And then you can sleep, right? Then you can go into a hibernation, I hope. Okay, friends, because I'm always talking with you on here, I don't eat enough, and I must move on with my day. So, I will not be here next week because I will be in Santa Fe. However, I should see y'all soon, right? In the meantime, check out recovery-academy.com and see, excuse me, all the stuff that I have for you to help make recovery more just like doable for you, because you got this. So take care. See y'all. Bye.